The question is, what is the difference between shouting and getting angry? That's a nice question. And this is the question, doesn't matter whether you are interested or not interested, but this is a question where ideally we should discuss, we should understand, we should investigate, we should discover. And this is the question. Understanding of this question might help you, or might help me, or might help us in handling several situations in life where we are not able to distinguish between whether you are angry or whether you are just shouting, or whether the other person is angry or whether the other person is just shouting. Right? So the question is, what is the difference between shouting and getting angry? Because many times people get confused, and people they feel that if someone is shouting, that person is also angry. Not necessary. And if someone is not shouting, it means that person is not angry. Not necessary also. Let's understand. Let's investigate. Let's discover today. We'll take one by one. Anger is a deep subject. Let's keep that aside for a moment. Shouting is very simple to understand. What is shouting? Imagine for a moment if there is a singer, and if singer is on the stage and singer wants that everyone should listen to me. I repeat, imagine for a moment that you are a singer and you are on the stage, and of course as a singer you want that everyone should listen to me, right? And there is some sound, there is some background sound, there is some people speaking in the audience, mic system is not good, audio system is not good. What you will do, you will slightly increase your volume. You will slightly, as a singer, you will slightly increase your volume. Why you will increase your volume? Because you want to reach, you want that people should listen to you, you want that people should listen to you. That's it. There's no other reason. Correct? That is shouting. Similarly, if someone is speaking and if other people are not listening, or that person feels that okay, let me increase my volume so the other people will understand, at least will listen, because to understand you have to listen first, right? To understand something you have to listen. It's not like singing and dancing where without understanding you can move forward. In singing, doesn't matter whether you are understanding swaras or not. In dancing, doesn't matter whether you're understanding steps or not. It's okay, you enjoy. But in speaking, if you do not understand words, we are not speaking. There is no conversation going on, right? So many times, even I have realized that, I have observed this when I was in Himalayas almost for 1,000 days. Not almost for 1,000 days, for 1,000 days I was in Himalayas. And when I got an opportunity to meet people from various parts of the world, and I got opportunity to meet lots of nice communicators, and when I surrender myself to listening, I heard that several times they are shouting. They're not angry, they're shouting. Let me give an example that will help you to understand. One of my friends, he's from United Kingdom and here in India almost for 10 years. Now he's a legal citizen. He has a citizenship of this country. And we were sitting together in one cafe and we were chilling. We were talking, nice music going on, nice vibes in the mountain. You can see people from so many parts from the world. They're dancing, there's fire dance going on, the dance going on, there's music going on, the dogs are sitting down. It's like one village, one family, and we are in the middle of deep conversation. And he said, Praveen, you know what? When I will die, he said to me, when I will die, and if the God is asking this question to me, then tell me what you have done. Tell me, you have gone on the planet Earth. Tell me what you have done. And he said, I will say to my God that, hey, I planted one tree. That's it. Full stop. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, Praveen, what do you mean by maturity? Maturity means you're planting a tree. Imagine you're planting a mango tree at that point of time in your life where you know that you're not going to consume the fruits of that tree. You know that. You know that it's not, you are not going to get the benefit from that trade. That's called maturity. He said I have come here. He said he's telling to his God that I have come here. I have exited the planet Earth, but 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 it is very important. that even though I am on the on in the heaven, but there is one tree which is still helping people. There is one tree on the planet Earth which is still helping people, and this is it has nothing to do with philosophy. It has nothing to do with spirituality. It has nothing to do with anything. It has to do with the way you look towards life. So he said, then we had a very heated conversation, and he started shouting on me. The reason he was shouting on me because of the background. We were very close to each other, eyes to eyes, ear to ear, very close to each other. Get lost, Beam, get lost. Don't take my attention. So we were very close to each other, and he said, Praveen, I can't do it alone. In the middle of the conversation, he said, Praveen, I can't do it alone. And then he said, Praveen, even you can't do it alone. I said, okay. And then he repeated this almost 3 to 4 times. Praveen, even you can't do it alone. Even you can't do it alone, Praveen. And that realization that, yeah, yes, even I can't do it alone. Even you can't do it alone. Now, when he was saying this, Praveen, you can't do it alone, he was shouting. That doesn't mean he was angry on me. That was not anger, correct? So it is very important for you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sirs and men, that that there's a difference between shouting and getting angry. They're completely two different gestures. Shouting is completely in your hand. It's a voluntary action. You shout because you think that you are not being heard. Correct? Coming to anger. Now, what is anger? Let's understand this. What do you mean by anger? When was the last time you were angry? When was the last time you were angry? When was the last time you were angry? You don't have to write, you don't have to think, you don't have to tell anyone, but ask yourself, when was the last time you were angry? And ask yourself that what was my state of mind when I was angry? Real angry, good anger. Anger means you were really angry. Right? If I have to go back on my memory lane and if I have to pick from my memory, when was the last time I was angry? The last time I was angry, this happened just last week, and it has reached all the way till police station. Uh, I was. I will show you something. I will, in the middle of the conversation, I will show you that will save my words. Salesh has sent this video to me because he was capturing, unfortunately, that video when I was doing, and I was very angry. Let me show that video so it will save my time and your time also. So I don't know whether you can see or not, but let me try. Let me try. Let me try. Let me try. Yeah. Yeah. So I was in the bus. Let me give a background. I was in the bus. No, I was outside the bus. I card my park. I parked my car. I parked my car. I got down from the car. I was just passing through, and suddenly there was one bus was standing, and it was not moving, and the bus driver was shouting like anything on the people who are traveling in the bus. I passed the bus and then I stopped and I say, what's wrong? And that's not fair. It's like it was early 9:30, 10 a.m. in the morning, and no one wants to start a day, a bus which is completely full of 50 to 60 or more than that people, and no one wants to start the day where someone is shouting on you. And who is that someone? He is the government bus driver, and his salary is coming from the ticket which the citizens are buying, if I'm not wrong, right? And he's shouting like he was just shouting. So let me show you why I got angry. Let me show you some few clips. I don't know if they can see or not. Oh, you can see all the people coming down in the bus. So these are the people. He's the driver, and the whole bus is empty. By whole bus is empty because all decided to get down. So I reached, I got inside the bus, and then of course, Advocate Satish Pandey said, Praveen, that's wrong, that's illegal, because as per the law of this country, if the government employee is, if he's a bus driver, if it is inside the bus, if it's not down, then I have no rights of getting down, getting inside the bus, especially if I don't have the ticket. And what he did, I was standing very next to him. I said, "Don't shout, please." I had a very bad. I was angry. I said, "No." I was angry on people also that, hey, why are you listening? Yeah, that's not fair. And I said to everyone that I'm taking this bus to the police station, but make sure that at least I need one person who will tell me that yes, it's wrong. He was shouting on us. So one person. And it was matter of 2 to 3 minutes. The entire bus was empty. No one came to police station. So I said, okay, that's nice. You have the habit of living this life. We are not living in Africa or Ghana, where the bus driver who is on your payroll, getting money from our taxes, is shouting on us like as if there's a one village, there's one only one bus there, and he's the owner of that bus. Doesn't make any sense to me. Any sense to me? No sense to me. Right? Oh, 1 minute. No sense to me. So I was shouting. I was angry. And the Salish came. Salish came because this was happening very close to the boxing center where I'm sitting right now, which is outside. Right? I'm in Kandivali, which is outside. And oh my God, he took my mobile and he took inside his phone, inside his pocket. Now he's sitting like this. I'm standing here, so I decided to go all the way where he was sitting and decided to go all the way trying to reach his pocket. And then he's taking my hair, all that nonsense going on. So I said, let's go to the police station. We decided to go to police station. And one mother said that, hey, my son is waiting. I said, it's all okay. All okay. If you say this, that I'm ready to accept that people are shouting on me, getting angry on me, or behaving like this with me because my son is waiting, it's okay. Absolutely okay. Very respectful, it's okay. One day it will okay. One day it has to change. If you are not raising a voice, someone has to raise the voice. So either you move on or either be join the voice. So I decided to go to police station and the police came. So three police inspectors and the people came outside on the road. I said, listen to me first. They said, yes, go ahead. And I said, he has no rights to speak to us or anyone like this. He said, you're right. He said, first let the bus go. I said, you are right. I said, I wanted that bus to go within few minutes, but he took my phone. I cannot leave my phone. My phone is with him, with the bus driver. He said, go and launch a police station. I said, where I am standing? I'm standing in front of police. At least you should know. You should know what's happening. Then we had a nice conversation there and then decided to take it further. And then of course we have decided to take this further with best, that no employee, no driver or someone has to work with the mindset of best or government bus drivers, that he understand, yes, you have a difficult life, brother. I understand, sister, brother, I understand, but that doesn't mean that you have a license to speak or shout or getting angry. So I was angry. The only reason I gave this example to you, to understand what do you mean by anger. I was so angry. I was just fighting with him. And the way he was, of course, Salish is an international boxer and he knows that no matter what, but Salish is a boxer. He understands that it's a matter of one or two punches and he's gone, but he understands the importance of not doing that. He understands that no, violence is not, even though he's an international boxer, but he understands that violence is not the solution. He never raised his hand. He said, Praveen, it was just a matter of one punch and he's gone. He will be in the hospital, right? So that's not fair. Violence is not fair. But anger is different. Violence is different. Anger, I want anger. What is anger? When something happening in front of you which is not matching your expectation and it's really breaching your expectation, that's anger. That's anger. Something happening in front of you, not matching your expectations, that's anger. Which is absolutely okay if it's something really happening in front of you, which is really bad. Example like this. But most of the time, I have seen in the conversation which should be healthy, there should be no anger in that conversation. People not able to differentiate between shouting and anger, and they get angry. Why? Because they feel that other person is shouting. No, not necessary. Why we one should get angry? Of course, one should get angry if something happening in front of you which is really not correct. But just because you said this, you have a high volume. Oh, come on, doesn't make any sense. Doesn't Everyone has their own way of speaking. Someone has a lighter way, a softer way of speaking. Someone has a tougher way, or a louder way of speaking. Sometimes when you speak with people, sometimes you can't even listen what the person is speaking on the phone sitting next to you, and sometimes you can listen even if the person is sitting next door. That's the volume. That's the volume you have. So next time, if you are building a conversation with someone, next time if you're building a conversation with someone, and if you think that person is angry just because that person is shouting, first understand, oh, what that person is saying with the increased volume. Just ignore the volume. Ignore the volume. Ignore that person is shouting. Just try to understand that what person is saying with the increased volume. The singer is singing with the increased volume only because he wants to make sure that the people are listening to you. The speaker is speaking with the increased volume only because he wants or she wants that people should listen to you. Nothing else. Nothing else. Right? So next time, don't misinterpret shouting. Just because someone is increased with the high volume, don't misinterpret. Not necessarily that person is angry. What will happen? You will unnecessarily take this conversation. Hey, don't shout on me, and I am not shouting on you. All this is wastage of time, wastage of energy, wastage of resources, wastage of this amazing life called opportunity called life. So this was a quick overview, my understanding about what is the difference between shouting and getting angry. Any questions? Any questions? Hope you are doing businesses. Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an official mentor in IIT Roorkee for Tide Panel. I help entrepreneurs to start their businesses. That's my vision. That's my goal. For last 3 years almost, I was in Himalayas. I was living with myself because I wanted to learn how to stay alone, happy first, because you cannot stay happy unless and until you don't understand how to stay happy alone. So I went to Himalaya. I decided to stay alone. I took care of my food. I took care of my hygiene. I took care of my clothes. I took care of my stay. I created my own place there. So I built entrepreneurs. That's my dream. Even before going to Himalaya, that was my dream. And even after coming, that's my dream. Another dream is sports. I'm a director in Outplay Sports Foundation. It's a 3 years old sports foundation. There are 7 directors. We know each other almost for 5 to 6 years now. They invited me. They offered me. So I am one of the 7 directors in Outplay. We work very closely with Indian government. Just few days ago, we had a meeting with Cabinet Minister Lodha sir in Mumbai, in Mantralaya. Today also we are going to Commissioner office. We are discussing some indigenous game, how we can develop indigenous game. We are well supported by CSR, but that's NGO, right? And then I'm also in the process of building other businesses. I'm also already a part of Mumbai Boxing Academy, which is a private limited entity. We are in the process of launching a slum boxing Premier League because we work very closely with slums. Me and Salesh and Nitesh, we all three are directors in Mumbai Boxing Academy, and we are also directors in Outplay Sports Foundation. Outplay Sports Foundation work very closely with slums. I remember going to various slums, and during last few months, when I decided to come back from Himalaya and decided to join them, so I decided to go to slums. We will release some documentary films on that, where how slum energy can be channelized with sports. One of our child, as I told you several times, has reached Inspire Institute preparing for Olympic 2028. We have 13 state medals. We have 3 national games, 3 national medals in boxing from slum kids. So Outplay is doing good. Even big people like Jaggi sir, who is the Salman sir bodyguard and the boxing coach. He is with us. Just in morning he visited us. Very nice person. His dad was unbeatable for 10 years in boxing, national boxing champion. He was unbeatable for 8 years. So we are happy that people who are joining us, and within a capacity we are working along with the government, we are working along with celebrities. Even Farhan Akhtar, this the ring which you can see. This ring is Tufan ring, Farhan Akhtar's ring. We work very closely with him. His studio in Bandra is managed by us and created by us only. I'm happy that we have already written to him about how kids can meet him and learn from him, and he can inspire. But he's very happy. Farhan sir is very happy that the ring which he used in Tufan is still alive, and this is the ring from where we have created 3 national, 13 states, and one child is preparing for Inspire Institute. Right? From where do you get much? Do you get this much positive energy? That's a nice question. Positive energy is positive energy. Negative energy is negative energy. See, you get energy from your surrounding. You don't get you do not generate energy from inside. You get energy first from hygiene. If you wherever you are sitting, if that place is not hygienic, you don't get positive energy. Number one. Number two, if you are not surrounded by nice people, good people, you will not get positive energy. The source has to come. The energy which is driving us, it's coming from outside, just not from inside energy is highly influenced from outside energy. So make sure that the place wherever you are sitting is a hygienic place. Make sure that the people with whom you are surrounded with are nice people, good people, not people who just crib, not people who cry, not people who say that, hey, I this and that. No, get lost. If you have people like this, get lost from there. You don't have to ask people to leave, you have to leave the place if you see that nonsense is going on. When we say that life is limited, life is limited. It is, right? I'm in 40s, maybe more 40 years, not more than that, right? Not more than that. If you are in 50s, maybe more 30 years, not more than that. Come on. Like, you have to be a much better than the average life expectancy to live more than 80 years in India, isn't it? Of course, you can live in mountains where even in 90s and 100, in mountains, when someone dies at 90 or 100, they feel that, oh, he has died or she has died very early. We are not fortunate. We are not so fortunate, those who are living in the city. Any other question? Now you're doing new businesses. Yes, of course, I have to do new businesses, but I'm also continuing my old businesses. Um I started my entrepreneurship journey in 2011 with Takaiser. Takaiser is completely handled by Dolly now, and I'm not active there in Takaiser. But yes, I am doing new businesses, and whenever it is required, I will definitely reveal the information about those businesses. My voice tone misunderstood. I am rude. Yeah, yes. Even I, Dushyant Singh. Yes, even I am the victim of that. Sometimes when I'm repeating something, when I'm repeating something, and when I think that the other person is not understanding, if I increase the volume, the other person think that, hey, don't shout. I said, nonsense, I'm not shouting, I'm just making sure that you are understanding what I'm saying. If I speak like this, nonsense, listen to the words. Within my capacity, Dushyant, I make sure that I don't lose my volume. I should not lose my temper unless and until something is really happening the way it has happened in that bus. I should not lose my temper. Why? No one has. No, I don't give permission to people to make me angry. But yes, I have the permission with myself to increase my volume, increase my tone. If you are misunderstanding, that's your problem, right? But yes, Dushyant Singh, if it all depends, you in which sector you are, in which sector you are. For example, if you're an advocate and if you're shouting in front of judge, doesn't make any sense, right? So you have to really be very sensitive and critical, especially for you, Dushyant, because you have raised this question. Understand, very important, of course, for everyone, that many times, like I gave the example to you about singer, when singer on the stage, and if there is a background noise and the people are speaking and the voice is not good, so singer will raise the tone, right, just to ensure that I'm audible. Similarly, speaker do that. But sometimes it's like two people are sitting together, only two people, there is no background noise, everything is nice, everything is good, still still there is a conflict, still someone says that, hey, don't shout on me. Understand, just because there is a silence outside, and just because someone is listening to you, not necessary that someone is really listening to you. Maybe that someone is listening to himself or herself. He or she just pretending that I am listening to you. At this point of time, you might not be listening to me very carefully, mindfully. So in a heated conversation, I have seen people, they just pretend they are listening to someone, and because they are always already talking in their mind, the background noise is going on. They are answering and raising questions. They are doing the interpretation. It's going very fast, very fast, very fast, and then suddenly you say something which is not an acceptable word. Which is not an acceptable word. You say something which is not an acceptable word, and there's a trigger. There's a trigger, right? There's a trigger that, hey, this word is not acceptable, and the trigger will ensure, oh my god, and it will go in a wrong direction. The whole conversation will go in a wrong direction. So make sure, just because someone is listening to you, not necessarily that person is not speaking in his mind. Maybe that person is just pretending that he's listening to or she is listening to you. You have to go very calm and composed. And my humble request to all the listeners on the planet Earth, listening is more important than speaking. And when you listen, you don't have to listen to what going in your mind. When you are listening to someone, you have to listen what other person is speaking. And moment there is a trigger, moment you get angry, or moment you feel that, hey, this is wrong, my humble request, make sure you validate with the speaker, you validate with the person, hey, are you saying this? What is the meaning of this word which you just said? Just validate. If after the validation, if you think that yes, the person is really disrespectful, the person is really insulting me, the person is not really maintaining the decorum, I really understand that. But just considering your assumption as truth, and just one word which you have heard from the society, that word is bad, and in the heat of the moment that person has said that word, hey, aisa nahi bolne ka, अरे what nonsense going on, boss, we have limited time on the planet Earth, come on, get serious, guys. You're going to die. There's so many people, they sleep and they don't get up in the morning. That's the truth. So don't waste your time in unnecessary conversation, especially under the pretext or under the banner of anger. Shouting, please accept it. Sometimes all the directors of Outplay Sports Foundation or other businesses, when we sit, there are heated moments. We shout, but that doesn't mean we are insulting each other. Doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. Any other question before we leave? Any other question before we leave? Any question? Any other question? I will count for 7 seconds. I understand there has to be a 7 to 8 seconds of delay in chat, but I'm just counting 7 seconds now. If any question, I will, within my capacity, I will try to understand the question, and then. But I love this question. This question is really nice question. Very nice question. My voice tone misunderstood. I am rude. Yes, even I, Dushyant, I suffered because of this. I understand what you are, from where you are coming from, right? Coming from. Any other question like this, like Dushyant has asked? Any other question? Meanwhile, I will just wet my throat and I will come back. Meanwhile, any other question? If I come back after the water, if there's no question, I will respectfully end the stream. No, I don't see any questions here. I don't see any questions here. If no questions, I'm leaving this stream in 7 seconds. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is Premrata signing out until we meet again.